Hi, for this week's video, we're going to make hanging paper stars using, what else? A lunch bag. So for today's art project, we're going to be using these plain brown paper lunch bags. You could also use the white ones if you'd like to. Like I have on this smaller one, they do come in different sizes, so you could pick whichever one you wanted. And what I did to get started is taking those 9 bags, and I just drew different designs on each one of them. I did the front side and the back side, and then I opened up the pleats on the side and did those as well, because those are going to show up when we're all finished. So you can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use paint, you can use whatever you like. You could use stickers, you could do glitter glue. Anything's possible for how you want to design those if you want to. You don't have to, you can use them plain. But once you have those all done, you're going to get out your white glue or your glue stick. Either one is okay. And remember, if you use the white glue, go easy. A little bit goes a long way for that. So let me show you how I put this together. I mentioned we're going to use 9 of these, okay? There is a flap side and a flat side. And I'm going to make sure that they all face the same direction when I glue them together. And this little flap piece is going to face up towards me. So you're just going to take your glue and you're going to make a T shape from the top of the bag all the way down to the bottom, like so. And then you're going to put your next one, and I did my flat side with the flap towards me, and you're just going to stack it on top of the other one. Push it down, make sure all the glue gets stuck together, and then you're going to do that again with another one. And I'm going to do about 4 of these this way, and then I want you to stop. So there's 3, and we're going to do one more. And this one will be number 4. Now you may be wondering why I had you stop. At this point, you're going to cut the bags, the point at the top. So you want it to be like this. Now, if you freehand it and eyeball it, you're going to kind of possibly end up with kind of a lopsided point, which may be fine with you if you want, that's fine. But I'm going to use my ruler and a pencil, and I'm going to come down a little ways, and I'm going to measure, I guess to about the 4-inch mark from the top of my bag. And then I'm going to go sideways like this and just make a little line out to the edges. And the only reason I'm doing that is to give myself a guide for where I want to cut to and where I want to cut from. And I'm going to go from here to about the point of my bag. And you might need a grown-up to help you with this. We're only doing 4 bags, but it is still kind of tough. You see how mine's kind of fanned out, so I have to go back and trim a little bit more because they like to move around some. But you're going to make an angle like that. And then you're going to turn around and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's going to look like that. And then I just throw my scraps in a little basket where I've got set aside. And then you're going to put together the next set, which you'll have 5 in this one, because remember we're using 9 bags altogether. So go back and do the same thing we just did. Make your T with your glue or your glue stick. Make sure your paper bags are all facing the same direction. I'm going to get my ruler out again, and I'm going to measure. And then we're going to cut. And this will still work even if you don't get it perfectly straight. That's okay. Like I mentioned, you might want a grown-up to help you with this part. Okay, so we have two different stacks. So then I'm going to glue this one to the other one. So here's my flap, here's my flat side. And do the same thing. And push them together. Now, if you're using the white glue, at this point, you probably want to stop and let your glue dry a little bit. You might even want to put a book or something heavy on it just to kind of help flatten it, okay? But once that's done, you're going to have these little house-shaped looking bags, right? So here's where it gets kind of cool. If you wanted to just stop and do it that way, you can. But there's another option. If while you're cutting, I forgot to tell you, if you want to make little notches in it down here on either side, you can. And this is what you'll end up with if you do that. You'll have more holes inside here, because this right here is what we're going for when we're all done. Okay, big paper star. So you've got whatever cutting done you need. And then you're going to take the end of this bag that's facing you and the very bottom one over here on the other side. And you're going to carefully pull them around to each other. Okay, and that's how our star is going to be. Then we're going to glue these two pieces that I just showed you. We're going to glue those together. So go ahead and flatten them back down for a second. And I like to stick my hand inside the bag here when I do this, just because it's a little easier to hold and glue together. Bring your other one down, right on top of it, and then you're going to press them together a little bit to make sure that they come together. Again, if you're using white glue, it might take a little bit of a break here to make sure that they're stuck together. And then, to be able to hang it, you're going to need to get a hole punch like this, and where we glued them together, you're going to come across the top and you're just going to make a hole right there, okay? And then you can use a ribbon, or you could use a piece of twine, or you could use like packaging ribbon, like when you wrap gifts. Those would work too. I'm going to use the piece of twine, and I'm going to feed it through there. Make sure it's long enough that you have enough room to tie it at the top and have enough left over for it to hang. So I just make a knot and pull that down so that the ends are tucked in. And there is your paper star. And you could make as many of those as you like. You could use different colored bags. I believe in the video pictures I gave you samples where people have used multicolored bags like you might find at the dollar store. But you can do it any way you want to, and I hope you enjoy it and have lots of fun and make some really cool stars. See you soon.